Where's my dog? Oh no, I lost my dog. Where'd she go? Oh no. That poor thing. So she's so sweet, and she still thinks she's a puppy. She runs like a puppy. She gets so excited, but her body says no, not a puppy anymore. She'll be 13 soon. But you know, she's just loving this weather, and she gets so excited. She tries to run, and she'll do a few little laps and then choke on air. So I'm just out here with my love. She loves out here. Just got the grass cut, thank God, yesterday. It's the first time it's been cut this year. Didn't get the whole thing done, at least got this much done. But I just wanted to show you. Oh, good gracious, I feel like the land is on a hill. This is really weird because last year this wasn't a hill, or a slope. It didn't slope last year. So just a side note, my ground is not level. If I go down here, this actually is a slope down. If you go down, it does level out, but all of this is not level. Now, this one part has always been fairly level, and I swear this part here was flat level, like level, but for some reason, which is really weird, I can see that it's on a slant and it's not level. So how weird is that? I mean, have you ever had property that changes? So I will say there is a ridiculous amount of water running under here, which is great because nothing's flat here. So across the road, the land goes up. So when it rains and stuff, water goes down. So as the water goes down, you get a lot of water here, and then it continues to go down there. But underground, you also have your natural, water sources. So I'm very fortunate to have a lot of water, and it's running, it's not stagnant. I have excellent well water here. So that's good, but it's just weird because I swear that maybe the water underground causes the above ground to shift. I don't know, maybe it sounds weird, but I'm telling you, this ground is on a slope that wasn't on a slope last year. Anyways, just noticed that. So I haven't cut grass this year, this year, because I had no way to get gas. So I had gas cans, and then when I had the money, I had no way to get gas, so I just didn't cut my grass. And then now, the neighbor said, oh, he'll just go get me gas when he goes into town. But this grass is so tall, there is no way that I can cut this grass with my gas push mower. I invested in the best one I could find, 2021. I bought a Toro Time Master, I think it is, and it's great. It's a really good quality mower, but problem is it is a heavy beast. That thing is so massive. It's an awesome mower, but even self-propelled, it is so heavy to push. And I swear it has the smallest gas tank there is on a gas mower. So I constantly have to keep filling up with gas. It's really good on gas. It really doesn't take much. So a can of gas lasts a very long time with that mower. It's just the tank is so small, you constantly have to keep stopping and refueling. So it's a pain. And to have to cut this, it would take about a week, and I would have to keep lowering the blade. So I would have to cut it on a high blade and then lower it about 8 times. So my neighbor was so nice and just came down with this riding lawnmower and offered to cut it for me. Didn't do that part yet though. It's fine. Actually, it's not even my yard. So telephone pole all the way out here, not my property. But I will tell you that from the telephone pole down to that tree right here is the property line on an angle. So this triangle part of this grass is mine, all of this, but that triangle part belongs to them. who still haven't moved in. And that's fine. Not complaining. So it's the weirdest property lines I've ever seen. But I still always cut up to just past the second apple tree. You can see my air grafts on there actually. If you don't know what an air graft is, I do have a video. So I always cut there because I want it to look nice here. And I don't want rodents and animals from them not taking care of the property they own coming to my house. So I always cut this anyways. It looks nice and you get like a nice breeze. But I want to show you what not cutting your grass all year looks like. So not sure if you can get the full effect, but it is at least 3 feet tall now. So I'm very grateful to my neighbor who cut this for me. All this is mine. And I actually did want to just take a quick before look and try and think of, there she goes. She's so cute. She's still a puppy though. Her body says she's not, but she's still a puppy. And I just want to take a quick look because I'm really excited that I'm finally going to be able to get some of this work done I've been wanting to get done since I bought the house. So for like 4 years now, I'm finally going to be able to get some work done that I want. So I want to have a before video and an after. So, okay, all of this is not grass, I will tell you. Really weird. Every year it changes. So the first year it was all raspberries, just saturated, overgrown with raspberries everywhere. But you don't get a harvest because the sun can't get in there. It's too dense. So you only get actual raspberries growing on the front row where you get sun. Wasn't much of anything to harvest. Just a couple, as I cut grass, I pick raspberries and eat them. So, but each year it's something different. I'm not seeing raspberries anymore. I got a little path here cut, but there might be some, but not raspberries. It's all this. So every year it's like something different pops up here. And so what I've wanted for such a long time is to have all of this scraped because there is so many branches, there's some logs and trees on the, you cannot run a lawnmower out here. So neighbor's gonna come with the other neighbor's bulldozer that he can borrow. And he's gonna scrape all the ground here, all the way down, push it down the hill and put it over top of the exposed apple tree roots. So it'll just look like it was always like that. And then this is coming down for firewood. I am overloaded with white birch, so it ain't gonna hurt. I can cut as many as I want down. Ain't gonna do anything. I have so many. And I don't wanna cut too much here because I wanna keep the beauty. And I also wanna make sure all the birds, you know, they have their homes and nests and everything. I don't wanna bother the animals. But everyone, well, we all need firewood and, you know, it's expensive and it's hard to come by out here. It used to not be until 2020. Anyways, so some white birches, a lot of them are coming down. And this is gonna clear up the path to get in behind here. In behind here are very tall, big cedars. I don't think I have a whole lot of cedars here, but I have a decent amount. So I wanna take down those cedars and we'll split. So this is one of the greatest things that I wish more people did is to kind of barter and trade. So I don't have machinery. I can't pay people to do this. You know, I can't do it myself. But the neighbor and the other, okay, neighbor means somebody within like, to me, 15-minute drive. So his friend, who's a neighbor, the other neighbor has a sawmill, so, and the machinery to bring the logs to his place. So they're going to clear all this grass, weeds, you know, twigs, branches, and then they're going to take down the trees that I want to take down. So I'm just taking down what we need. I'm not taking too much, but I also want to make this beautiful. So we're going to take down some white birches. They'll saw them all up into logs, split them into firewood, and we'll split the wood. So I get half and they get half. And that is I think, extremely fair because they're doing all the work, you know, and it makes it nice for me because I don't have to worry about money, which I don't have. So I'm going to have firewood. Now, not going to be good to use for this year unless you have to because it's not dry, but there are a bunch of trees down here, and as long as they're not too like old, they may still be good to burn. But these are basically going to be like next year's. I have 3 cords that I didn't use last year, so I just need 10 more cords and I can use wood this year. But ow, I'm getting eaten alive by bugs. Ouch. Just a minute here. Sorry, I'm being eaten alive. So anyways, so the wood firewood is mostly gonna be for like the next 1 to 2 years. But what I really have been wanting to do is get this cleared out so I can have a nice walking path, and once it's all clear, you can run a riding lawnmower through there and keep it really nice. That alone is going to add a lot of value to my home, which I'm trying to sell hopefully soon, like in the fall maybe. And there's a lot of apple trees. I want to be able to get to all these apple trees easily because I can't get to them. So by having this cleared out and using the bulldozer to go down in there and, you know, clear the old paths, the old logging road thing on my property, that is going to allow walking paths, and you'll be able to go to the apple trees and harvest them if they're good. I don't know because I haven't been able to get down there to try them. But anyways, that's something I've been wanting since I moved in, and I finally may be able to get it done. So there's an apple tree, there's one behind it, there's one over there. They're everywhere. So this here should hopefully be started soon, and then all this is going to be nice and beautiful. And by pulling out a lot of the trees that are like crooked or look partially dead, you know, woodpeckers here like kill trees, I'm going to pull those out, and it's going to open it up, and you're going to get airflow, and it's just going to be so nice, and I'm so excited for that. And she loves out here, but I don't like her out here too long. It's hot in the sun, so we're going to go in the house. But I just wanted to just take a little before video. I might do another one right before it gets, you know, fixed up, but this is just one tiny little section of my property, and it's been neglected for so many decades, at least like 50, 60 years or something. So I want to get this cleaned up before my battery dies. I just want to show you one thing. Oh, my garages are going to be torn down as well because they're already falling down. They were here when I moved in. Can't use them, just can't repair them, so useless. But here is actually where there used to be like a private little road thing. I got bit really bad on my back. I'm trying to scratch it and I can't reach. But anyways, it used to be like a road for the trucks because they cleared out all this. So this is going to be all cleared again, and it goes all the way down the hill, and then it flattens out. I don't know if you can see over top of the light. See all this light green? Down there where it's darker, that is where bugs. So that's where it flattens out, and it is so gorgeous and beautiful, and it is the most amazing soil. So there's also an apple tree right there too. I've never been able to get to, except when the snow melts for like 2 weeks, I can get in here. So I actually have some grafts on that tree, but I've never been able to get down there after like 2 weeks after the snow melts. So this year I think I'm going to be able to get down there and try some apples after the first frost. So this is all going to be a nice clear path. You could drive a riding lawnmower, a truck. You can drive a truck right down there, and it's going to be really nice with some walking paths. And I'm so excited. I have been waiting for this for so long. So, you know, these are just really important things to think about if you're moving or you're wanting to move. If it's possible to see what kind of neighbors you have and try to pick oh, I have to go in the house. These bugs are terrible. So it's good to check and see what kind of neighbors you have, and see if you have neighbors that have like not just talents but have, you know, like abilities to do things. So you know, if there's a neighbor that has a sawmill and they're really good people and they're happy to help, and you could hire them to, you know, saw wood for you. And then you have another neighbor that has machinery, and, you know, a neighbor that knows how to take trees down and all that stuff. Those are really important things to think about, if possible, when you're buying a property. Take a look at what the neighbors are like and see if you can establish some connections before you purchase the property. Because sometimes, you know, you might find like the most perfect property, but I'll tell you, doesn't mean you have good neighbors. But you could find a property that may not be the greatest, but you can make it work. But if you got really good neighbors and they can help you with things, and, you know, they're the way that neighbors should be, and they take pride in work and being a good person, and that is more important than having the perfect property, in my opinion. So I would personally pick the property that's not the greatest, but it's still good, but it has the really good neighbors. Because you can always fix the property, you know, for the most part. As long as you have good well water, you can fix your house. You can restructure your property, landscaping, and, you know, all kinds of stuff. So this is just some random information while I'm out here to hopefully just encourage you to try and find those good connections and do a lot of research if you can before purchasing a property or a home, and talk to the people around there and see what kind of area you're living in. You know, I thought, oh, I'm in the middle of nowhere. This is great. It's going to be so nice. And you think, oh, well, you're out in the country. You're going to have better neighbors. It's going to be great. For the most part, yeah. Okay, the crime, it's extremely minimal. But unfortunately, I've learned it don't matter where you go. There's always the same kinds of people. It's just maybe in different amounts. So out here, not very many people, but there's still crap that happens. And I will tell you, I'm in the middle of nowhere. There's like an acre between until you get to the next house, I guess. And I think it's about an acre. And a few nights ago, that house was broken into. There's nothing in it. They just break into it just for fun. They broke out the windows. I don't know what else they did, but it got broken into and vandalized. And you know, it's a shame. It was built in the 1800s. People that bought it are trying to fix it up. They live out of town. Of course, that's what happens when you buy a house and leave it there for 4 years and don't move into it. They did put new electrical in because I saw the trucks there. I've only seen them here once in 4 years. Well, this is now going on the 4th year. I don't know if they'll come this year. I saw them once. They were only here for me, I don't know, maybe a few days, if that, just to see their property for the first time. And that was the only time I've ever seen them. I talked to them once real quick, but they plan on moving their whole family here. They had 5 kids, and well, at that time they were going to have 6, so they probably have 5 kids and a 2-year-old. But they were gonna make this a family home. They got 90 acres. They're gonna bring their whole farm here, all their farm animals, rebuild the barn. And now they're gonna have to fix whatever damage these, you know, brats did. I just call them brats because, you know, that's what you get when you don't raise your kids properly, and this is what they do. So anyways, you know, it's just something to consider and think about, is don't assume you're moving to the country, it's going to be great and wonderful and safe. Generally, it's safe out here. You know, I've slept with my windows open for this going on like 4 years now. I now close 2 of the main floor windows after this. But for the most part, no one bothers anything out here. They don't steal your stuff. It's usually people they know. So it's kind of like if they know who you are, though, even if, yeah. So it's usually people that you know that steal from you because they know what you have. And they know, like, okay, well, this person, yeah, I could just go and steal from them. They know me. They're not going to, if they catch me, like, they're probably not going to do anything, you know. So for the most part, it's okay, but there's a lot of crap here, and there is a lot of theft. Recently, the little clinic, or like a pharmacy that we have here, there's next to nothing here. There's no doctors. There's no gas station. There's no, it used to be one, burnt down, but there's no services out here. There's nothing. So We had like a little pharmacy so people can get medication, but it just got shut up. So mailman just told me, he's like, yeah, when I told him about this, he's like, oh yeah, that's probably the pharmacy, they shot out all the windows and I don't know, robbed it or something. So don't assume that just because you're in the middle of nowhere in the country and there's an extremely low population, that is going to be like, that it's automatically going to be great neighbors and safe. It's probably going to be much better than the city, I believe, like 1,000%, but it doesn't mean it's going to be great. So you may still have your crime and your horrible neighbors and people, and you know, stuff happens. So it is important to try and get to know the people that live around you. Talk to them, you know, just say, I'm considering buying the house, I just want to see what the neighbors are like, and you know, if I think we'll get along before I make a purchase on any property. And they'll probably be happy to talk to you, and even if they're not good people, they're probably nosy, so you could probably, you know, they'll probably still talk to you and you can get some information. But anyways, that's about it for this video. Just want to kind of encourage people to take advantage of any good neighbors that you have, and you could trade stuff. So fortunately I'm able to trade my trees I don't need and get some work done, but there's a lot of stuff. So if you have any advice on what is important for people to think about and consider and do before purchasing a property, put it in the comments, because once I sell this, that's what I'm doing. This is like the only investment I could afford, and I'm trying to turn it into what will get me the money that I need so I can live the way I need to live and actually have a basement. And I don't need a fancy mansion or anything, just a one-floor home. So if I have roof problems, I can fix it myself, cleaning the wood stove pipes myself, not dependent on other people. I ain't going up a 2.5-story ladder doing this house, not gonna happen. So I'm trying to use this to get to something better. So I will most likely be buying land once I can get this sold for the amount of money I need. And I need to know all this kind of stuff. Like, what things should people look for that maybe they could think about, or they just don't know. And I'm sure there's a lot of other people out there looking for land or plan on buying land, or some people maybe from the city and they have no like experience in the country. They don't have family or friends in the country, and they just assume things and they just don't know. So, you know, well water is definitely number one most important. You want to have good well water. But, you know, after that, what should people consider and what should they think about and know? So if this is something you're thinking about, or you know somebody that's thinking about moving out to the country, maybe buying land or even just buying a house, you know, you still want to check with your neighbors, and you want to check your well water, all that kind of stuff. So whether it's a house or land, you know, what's your advice? And if you're thinking of buying, check the comments and see if there's anything there that'll help you, because there's so much information out there, and there's things that I've learned that I would never even have thought of before I bought this house. Of course I would have bought it anyways, but it was a good investment. It was a hard life here, but hopefully it'll be worth the heartache and all the work and everything. I think it will. So that's all I have for today, and hopefully this will get started soon. Really hoping so. Just got the grass done, but he's coming back with the attachment, and it's going to suck up all this grass, and we're going to dump it in the woods where I have I call it a compost pile, I guess. It's where I put all the branches and stuff, and it's just good compost. So it's gonna look nice when it's done. But put your thoughts, your comments, anything down that might help somebody, and you never know who's reading it. So I will see you on the next one. I am headed in the house to get away from these bugs, and I'll see you on the next video.